Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 and the conclusion of this replay here on Steps of War. Continuing to try to macro up more units, continuing to try to fight, but Flux coming in with a large number of Zerglings. That looks to be, what, 7 supply of Zerglings that were created after that spawn larva ability, and now being warped into banelings once again. So getting warped into banelings, 9 banelings getting gathered together. Hellions now coming up that ramp, another Reaper trying to be able to use the Reaper in order to quickly take down some Zerglings. And here comes this fight once again. Banelings able to move around fairly quickly. They do in fact have that upgrade, so those banelings moving very quick on that creep. Gonna try to run back away, but those banelings, however, are gonna take down a lot of my units right there. So those banelings destroying a lot of units, and now those broodlings being left behind. So all I have is now 2 Hellions and a single Reaper, and those Hellions and those Zerglings just able to focus down so many of those units and trying to use that Reaper trying to finish out this fight. Gonna lose that last unit, and now I have a single Reaper and a single Marauder in this base to continue this pressure. Single Queen now in, additional Queen now trying to be produced. Reaper now trying to get back away. Perhaps he can focus down those Zerglings. If I can focus down those Zerglings with that single Reaper, so the Marauder acting as that tank, trying to shoot back even further, but that Reaper going to get taken down by those Zerglings once again. More Hellions, more Marauders, trying to regroup. I still have Hellions in the middle of the map, and Marines and Marauders as well. So just trying to figure myself, gather my strategy. I am in fact going for Ravens now. So as I have a fair amount of gas sitting in my unit, I have a fusion core, but I do not think I tech the Seeker missile, as the Seeker missile is a little bit expensive, and Seeker missiles are not that effective against Zerglings, as that's pretty much a waste of energy. Another creep tumor now being dropped down, so another creep tumor being put down into place. So there's, I don't know why Flux didn't just use this creep tumor to spawn another creep tumor. That would have been a fairly decent idea. 2 queens now out, as Flux wants to get additional energy moving out. Marines and Hellions now continuing to try to move around. Those Hellions are trying to just continue to do that, a little bit of the hit and attack, able to take down a lot of those Zerglings with that splash damage. And now those Zerglings just trying to flutter around. Flux trying to just hold off this attack. Taking a look at the income, it is 19 harvesters for me, 13 for him. I stopped my harvester production for a little while, but I was still able to use some mules in order to try to mine out even more. I am now down to 7 mineral patches. I am finally trying to take down this natural expansion as I continue to fight here. And Zerglings continuing to just try to come in, deal more damage, and I'm able to torch out even more, able to catch a couple of those Zerglings away. A spire now being put down by Flux, so Flux will be able to get some Mutalisk. I still do not have medevacs at this time. I do in fact have a single Raven, and I'm getting a secondary Raven in just a second. And this Raven is still up in the air and has the ability for that point defense drone and that auto turret. So going to be trying to use that point defense drone as an ability to be able to push into better positioning. Taking a look at this, Zergling is still trying to run around that map. He's really has been unable to really saturate his mineral line, as he really needs all of those Zerglings to really fend off this attack. Hellions now once again trying to move back up. No real place to go. Trying to take down this Spinecrawler. The Spinecrawler taking a lot of damage, and that Spinecrawler once again moving back out again. So now I have two Ravens up in the air, as those Zerglings are once again trying to move back out. Hellions, and now I have a Siege Tank. So that Siege Tank going to be trying to use that Siege Tank in order to push in onto that high ground, trying to continue to push. And now we have our first Mutalisk. And Hellions now trying to come back over here. I'm going to try to get this Siege Tank into position. And now I realize that that's a little bit too close. So I'm going to go ahead and siege the Siege Tank right here, I believe. Yeah, go ahead and siege the Siege Tank right here to try to take down that Spinecrawler. Perhaps start blasting away some of those units. Medevac now up in the air, able to continue to heal some of these low hit point Marines. Marauder coming in as well. These Ravens, and with that auto turret, Ravens with auto turret and that point defense drone will be able to at least soak up some of the damage from that Mutalisk. Another secondary Siege Tank now being moved out. Auto turret down on the ground. 8 damage with a range of 6, continuing to fight a little bit further as these ground units are once again trying to re-engage. Those Ravens quickly getting focused down by those Mutalisk. Mutalisk want to take them down. I have the single Raven sitting over here, and I think I lose track of this Raven. A little bit of a mistake there. I still have this auto turret back over here. Auto turret trying to shooting back against those units, and the armor plating of 1 able to deal a lot of damage towards those Mutalisk. Mutalisk getting taken down. So 1 Mutalisk getting taken down, and still have an auto turret down over here as I use those as I use these Siege Tanks to try to continue to move out. Need these medevacs and need more Siege Tanks to try to continue to push out. Raven with plenty of energy. Not sure why I didn't drop any additional auto turrets at this stage in the game, as that would be a fairly viable option. I think that if I just dropped 2 auto turrets right in here, those mutalisks wouldn't have been able to do anything against this army. Auto turret trying to fight back against those mutalisks. The auto turret with a farther range than those mutalisks. Mutalisks getting taken down. A single marine trying to fight back against those units, trying to chain more damage. Single raven going to be able to drop down another auto turret in just a moment, but more marines now coming into position, trying to heal back up, going to take down more mutalisks, and then continue to push back up into this position. A single auto turret. Yeah, I forget about that raven. I don't see it. And that's really my fault for not looking at the minimap more. Single and marines, siege tanks, medevacs trying to get close to that single auto turret, as that auto turret is really providing a lot of that defense against those air units. Raven still standing over here. I can't believe I misplaced that Raven. Also, Mutalisk now still trying to fly around that map, able to take down more of those Mutalisks. Mutalisks trying to push back and forth. Taking a look at my army. Army sitting at 58 over 70. Flux sitting at 19 over 50. So not really being able to mine with very much. Continuing to fight back. 5 or 6 Marines. More Marines coming in to reinforce that backhand side. Medevac still trying to heal up a little bit more, and then Flux leaves the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay here from Steps of War.